So I was in this house, and I was getting ready for my mom's funeral. Now, keep in mind, those of you that have been on my channel a while, my mom passed away last year. Okay? So I was getting ready for my mom's funeral. It was supposed to happen the next day. Keep that in mind. There's a reason. Keep that in mind. Okay, 1990. I remember I was getting ready for my mom's funeral. It was supposed to happen the next day. I go to the window and I look out, and all of a sudden my sister is backing up in my driveway with a hearse with my mom's casket in it. I'm in shock. I'm like, wait a minute. The funeral was not supposed to happen until tomorrow. Why is it happening now? I thought it was happening tomorrow. Okay, my sister gets out of the hearse. She comes around the back, and she says, I need you to press the button so we can get her casket out and we can put it where it needs to go. So I go in and I press this button. It looks like a roller, like what you see whenever you go to the grocery store and they're scanning your groceries. The casket comes out and it's rolling across. Hey, Ariel, it's rolling across, and it gets inside the house, and it gets to the top of like this door. There was this door. It was like this. It was barely open. And my sister said, now press the button so the door can be closed. So I pressed the button, and the door was closed. My mom's casket was placed in the dish to be. Now listen to this, because this freaked me out. Okay? My mom sat up in the casket. She sat up in the casket. Her eyes were open. She climbed out of the casket, and she started walking into the walls. My sister and my eyes were this big. My mouth dropped. My mouth dropped. My sister's mouth dropped. We were like, I'm not even kidding. And she was walking into walls. All of a sudden, she turned around. She was in a state of confusion. All of a sudden, she turned around, and she said, I cannot believe that my daughters, my children, would put me in a place like this where there's inflation, high gas prices, like everything to do with inflation and everything. My mom said out of her mouth. After that, I went into another dream, which I'm not going to mention right now because I'm still seeing the Lord. When I woke up, I understood that dream. It took me a little while to understand the full volume of it, but I want you to understand what this dream means. The Lord used this dream to describe the raising of the dead. My mom represented the raising of the dead. Now, I'm going to tell you what the dream meant. I was waiting for Mom's funeral. I was getting ready for it. It was not supposed to happen until the next day. I was not expecting her casket to show up. I was not expecting it. You see where I'm going? I was not expecting it to happen that day. Suddenly, my mom's casket shows up. Suddenly. I'm told to close the door so she can be put in the place where she can raise from the dead. Do you see where I'm going? Do you see where I'm going? We put her in that place. I press the button. The door closes. Once the door closes, my mom rises up from the dead. There's mass confusion because everybody is looking and they're thinking, what happened? I thought we had time left. And then she mentioned inflation. She mentioned everything to do with inflation. Y'all, Jesus is coming. And this dream, if you have discernment, you understand it. The Lord is saying he is at the door. He is at the door. He is coming when we think not. When we think not, he is coming.